Hi, I'm Lauren, the co-founder of Weak Ties Strong Bonds, alongside my incredible partner, Laura Maurer. If you've been browsing our site, you might know that we started Weak Ties Strong Bonds in November 2023, really thinking it would just be a dinner for our friends who were women and gender diverse freelancers, entrepreneurs, side hustlers. We were really just looking for a little connection and community post-COVID. But it was immediately clear that folks wanted more dinners and people started inviting their friends. And before we knew it, the community grew. And pretty soon we were hearing from dinner attendees about other types of support that they could use. So in October 2024, we announced the Weak Ties Strong Bonds membership, and we launched it in January of this year, 2025. What you're seeing now is the presentation that we gave to the community when we announced the membership. And we wanted to replicate it here so that we can walk you through in the exact same way that we did when we announced it to the folks who have been coming to the dinners. So, first, just to introduce you to us and our mission, Laura and I are very lucky to have a wide and growing community of women and gender diverse entrepreneurs in our lives. And we have always been fascinated by where our leads come from. My longest running client, the client I've had the longest time, and no doubt at this point has been the most profitable for me, is the out of state stepsister of someone I worked with on a different team at a large agency. So if you ever worked at a large agency, you know that someone on a different team, you might only see them a couple times a year, depending on how your teams are working together on a client. And that was 3 agencies ago. And that is still to this day, 10 years later, that's my biggest client. And Laura and I were kind of compare these referral streams and where they would come from and just laugh about it until Laura came across this theory, the weak ties theory. So a Stanford sociologist named Mark Granovetter found that weak ties, like my former coworker's stepsister, bring the most economic opportunities, things like new jobs, things like client referrals. And in 2022, LinkedIn actually put the theory to the test and confirmed that based on their massive database of business development and jobs and hiring opportunities, you're more likely to come across those economic opportunities through, in LinkedIn terms, second and third degree connections. Laura and I believe really deeply that women do good things with money. And there's research to back that up, by the way. We could go into that's a whole other slide presentation, but there is. So WTSB is really our way of bringing that weak ties theory to life to create more economic power for women and gender diverse entrepreneurs. That's what we're here to do. We originally announced the membership on October 28th, 2024, and October 28th is always going to be a very important day to us and to Weak Ties Strong Bonds. So you probably know that in January 1973, women's bodily autonomy was affirmed through the decision in Roe versus Wade. So that's about 52 years ago now. What you might not know is that women's financial autonomy was not affirmed until the next year, the very end of the next year, October 28th, 1974, with the passage of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which, again, 50 years ago, just 50 years ago, women had the right to hold credit cards and bank accounts in their own name without a male co-signer. So getting a credit card without your father's co-signature or getting a bank account without your husband being able to access all of your money, that is only 50 years old. That is, frankly, not much older than me. And it blows my mind. It really does. It wasn't for much longer, 1988, that women's business financial autonomy was upheld with the Women's Business Ownership Act, which gives women the right to take out a business loan without a male co-signer. So that's about 35 years ago. If you've ever needed funding for your business, we're lucky it's today. One generation ago, you would have needed a man to agree that you were allowed to have that money to have your business. And then, of course, more recently, we've started to see women's progress reverse. And on June 24th in 2022, the Dobbs decision overturned Roe versus Wade. It's no accident that our financial rights came after our rights to our body. But since June 2022, women have had less right to control their own bodies than a corpse. Even dead people, cannot be forced to donate organs the way that pregnant women can be forced to in much of this country now. And our financial independence is in jeopardy. When they criticize mothers who work, when they call us childless cat ladies, and when they question no fault divorce, they are telling us clearly that they're not done turning back the clock on our rights, and our rights and freedoms are under attack. We cannot think of a more important time to build strong bonds among women. When women come together for a common good, we do amazing things. And when women build community instead of competition, we build economic power, which is intrinsically linked to political power and to physical autonomy. What we're doing here with Weak Ties Strong Bonds and the membership is fun, it's uplifting, but it is also deeply important because we are not going back. So, in our first year, we established our signature dinners. As I said, we threw our first one in November 2023. We threw a dinner a month in 2024. We also rolled out work with days. Those are our co-working days. You can still come to them. They are free. They are fun. They no RSVP required. We hang out at one of our favorite bars or coffee shops, usually from 11 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you come when you can, you leave when you need to. Just you, us, some strong Wi-Fi, banging through work. We also put out a weekly newsletter, which has some really great events going on, our events, other events in the community, but also has some of our hot takes on business, on entrepreneurship, on women's rights. And we also feature some spotlights of our members. And then we've also done some special events, some things beyond those signature dinners and work with days. So for example, the photo there is from our Headshots and Happy Hours event, where we created the opportunity for folks to come and get headshots at a much lower price point than you would be able to get it if you just went and contracted a photographer and had to get the space and everything on your own. By collectivizing, we create those opportunities. And with our incredible women business owner herself of a photographer taking our photos. So we're keeping money in the community and creating those opportunities. And that's more of what we want to do as we continue. So when we thought about what we wanted to create with the membership, we had some ideas of our own, of course, but we also wanted to create an offering that would be meaningful to the community that we've built. We're so damn impressive. And we want to attract and retain people exactly like the folks who have been coming to our dinners, who have been showing up to the Work With Days, who are now members. I'm so proud of the company that we keep. We know there are other communities out there, but most people who have sat at our table have told us that Weak Ties Strong Bonds feels different. That magic is a little bit intangible, and it's something that we often struggle to capture or convey, but it's also absolutely something we want to keep as we grow into this next phase. So everything we're about to unveil is rooted in both what we've heard qualitatively from women and gender diverse entrepreneurs who have come to our dinners and the result of our quantitative survey. Many thanks to everyone who filled that out. So this is what you told us. More than 70% of you told us that you had sought support from peer-to-peer conversations, paid online communities, free courses and webinars, and relevant podcasts. So our events and newsletters are offering a new perspective on business, work-life balance, and the role of women. More than 85% of you told us that you would find promoting your company on Weak Ties Strong Bonds owned properties extremely or somewhat valuable. We'd love to hear it. We're creating those opportunities. 40% of folks told us that they missed having a team that's in it with them. I know that that's something that I can personally relate to. So event attendees also tell us that you feel supported and not alone on a road that is often lonely when you come to our events and when you're able to connect through us. So you appreciate talking with people who have been through it. You've told us that our events give you insights, recommendations, and ways to approach problems that you wouldn't think of on your own. And 100% of you told us that you'd find office hours with tax, law, etc. professionals and one-on-one sessions with me and Laura extremely or somewhat valuable. Obviously, anything with a big 100% next to it, we're taking that to heart. You also told us that you value the caliber of people at Weak Ties Strong Bonds events, both the people leading it and the people in attendance. And again, 100% of you told us that you find both a member directory and an online community extremely or somewhat valuable to keep connecting with those people over and over again. And then perhaps most importantly, it's small but in the middle there because it matters to us. You told us that Weak Ties Strong Bonds events make you feel energized and connected, not depleted. And I can't tell you, Laura and I have been to all of the networking events, we have felt all of the depletion that comes from balancing the awkward cheese plate on top of the wine glass, trying to give someone your business card, if you even have a business card anymore, shaking it's we want everybody to feel energized and connected. It's how we feel when we get to sit around the table with you guys. And so that's something that's always going to be a watchword as we go forward. So for our next phase, as we said, when we hosted the dinner, we really didn't know what to expect. We certainly didn't expect this, but it was so quickly clear that people were craving more meals together, more support and information, more networking that felt fulfilling instead of depleting. We saw this desire for deeper connection, and deeper connection that also has a huge impact on business success. So we're thrilled to move into this next phase of Weak Ties Strong Bonds with the incredible people that supported us as we launched, and even more so now as we're reaching new people and building on what we created in the past year to build a larger and more exciting community with a larger, more exciting offering. From the start, our focus has been on supporting members to create holistic success that improves all areas of their lives, or what we like to call whole person entrepreneurship. The traditional approach to business separates the person from the work and the work from the home. And the unspoken thing is that the setup is that the burden of making the home work around the business so often falls on women. Just like the burden of making the homework period so often falls on women, especially when you're working for yourself. That all really comes into your realm, and it becomes, your workspace that's dirty, not just your home that's dirty, those sort of things. And so it's really important to integrate those two. We want to create a world, at least for our members, where you are not creating your life around your business, but you're creating a business that supports you to create the life that you want to live. So what does that look like? When we surveyed the community, we heard that you wanted more online touch points in addition to our in-person events. To that end, we'll be expanding our newsletter and social channels. We're adding a member directory. We have added a member directory. And we're creating content that you'll be able to access 24/7 to support you and your business. That's things like a sample scope of work, a sample a template non-disclosure agreement that you can simply download and fill in. Things to think about when you're creating your contracts. I'm trying to remember all of the resources in our library off the top of our head. Oh, we have a pricing calculator to help you figure out what you should be charging. All those sorts of things. Those are living in that business resources library. And then maybe the thing that we're most excited about is our email crisis line. Imagine coming up against an emergency in your business that you have no clue how to handle. We've all been there, right? I hope I have. It's awful. And it's even worse when you don't have anywhere to turn. So as a member, you can send a message to a topic-specific email crisis line, and the community will jump into action to provide you with the support or connections that you need in our trusted network to help you solve that problem. We can both say from experience that having access to this type of support is worth its weight in gold, and we're really excited to be the first membership to offer something like this. Our monthly dinners have led to amazing conversations, connections, and even lucrative business partnerships and opportunities for our attendees. For our next phase, we're creating events that support you in more ways and in more places, while still leaning on the principles that make our dinners great. Just the right amount of structure, leaders who have been where you are, and an incredible cohort of women for you to network with. We're looking to meet you where you are, not just at in-person dinners, but online at different times and with specific focuses. So in addition to online events and industry-specific events, we'll offer problem-solving sessions and creative brainstorms where you'll get our support to work through your challenges or create something completely new and exciting in your business. We just did our first one of these. It was incredible. I'm so excited about what people are creating. Anyway, we'll also partner with our incredible network of corporate women who are passionate about supporting women-owned businesses. Those women can provide potential partnerships, access to capital, and new ideas that can support your growth. And of course, we'll also have events like our launch announcement, which we held at Sisley, and attendees received complimentary facials, blowouts, and makeovers. We do love a little pampering with a side of powerful networking, of course. Our event when we launched this was a great example of the partnerships that we're building. And we also just held a wonderful event with MM LaFleur where we had the stylist from MM Cummins style um, us for some of the trends that we're maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable keeping up with, but also more importantly for the types of businesses that we have and the way that we meet with our partners, meet with potential clients, making sure that we're able to match that with our wardrobe and providing us a discount as we go. So, as a part of the membership, you will have access to our partner network, which is a curated group of brands offering discounts on everything from business tools to products and services that help you feel more confident, products and services that help you build a business that you love, but also, as we talk about whole person entrepreneurship, products that help you build a life that you love and that you want. We have a number of amazing brands on board. We're excited to build out this network a little bit more, but I can tell you that we already have Sun Moon Rising, an incredible wine brand, offering our members ongoing discounts. Both Sisley Paris and M. LaFleur offer ongoing discounts. Business tools like Intuit QuickBooks and Gusto. And we also have a travel portal that gets you discounts on luxury travel, especially hotels, but also other luxury travel services, no matter where you need to go worldwide. So really making sure that we're building out those different types of support that you can get, and you can get at a discounted rate that's good for you and your business, and that's also good for you and your life. One of the things I in particular struggled with, and still struggle with, honestly, if I'm completely honest, was finding an attorney to manage in my other business, not with Laura. Laura and I started Weak Tie Strong Bonds together, but in my other business, I brought in a co-founder. We separately established businesses and wanted to bring them together. And finding an attorney who understood what I was saying, who frankly like valued my collaborative approach versus a competitive approach with my co-founder, and who also, I knew if I could afford them up front, I knew what the process was going to look like, those sorts of things. That was really a challenge to me. And I found a fantastic partner, and I'm very glad that I did, because the whole process has been challenging. But just that upfront part, just finding someone was so intimidating, and took so long. And so we are really trying to make those activities, those sorts of services, much, much more accessible. I started my business with Laura's help referring me to an accountant, and that is still our accountant, Carlo. He is wonderful, who we've brought in to help our community today. As I said, we have an incredible legal mind in Faraday, and she is our legal counsel. I act as our marketing counsel, and Laura provides business coaching counsel. But for different levels of membership, you have various access to these folks, from them helping to answer quick questions over email to monthly office hours. We hold office hours every week. So one with accounting each week, one with legal the next week, marketing the next, and coaching the next. So once a month, you have an opportunity to ask each specialty. And then at our highest level of membership, you actually have access to services provided, up to 5 hours of services a month, so you can get that contract drafted. You can get, a few social posts, when you really need them, without, if it's something that's a little bit smaller and a little bit contained, you're able to do that within the confines of the membership. And we think having that access, not having to go through the whole contracting process, the whole searching process, trying to figure out what the fees are going to look like, just having that available to you, it's something that we haven't seen in other memberships, and that we are just so proud to provide, because it really is something that made the difference when we had the right support, and I know that I have struggled at times to find the right support. And so being able to bring those resources to the community was hugely important to us. We're also introducing retreats. You may have expected this. We've been holding these wonderful dinners, and we've had people who want to spend time together. We've got these new event types coming, but we know that sometimes what you need is that time away and that space away where you're able to be really dedicated to what you're building, or where you're able to be really dedicated to what you're working on with other people. So we're looking at destinations, both local, but also national and even international. And we're thinking about themes that are, of course, business and planning oriented, but also that whole person entrepreneurship, that wellness and that self-care. And then some that bring them together in a hybrid theme of well-being and self-care alongside the business and planning. And within these retreats, there are opportunities for members, of course, to participate, but also to provide your own services or to co-lead, or to do, some mix of those things, to provide your services for one day of the retreat, but then to be a participant the other days of the retreat. So we're really thinking about how to bring the incredible women of our membership into that retreat to share really their expertise with the community. And then looking ahead, our biggest, most audacious, most exciting plans are for community spaces. So initially, what we're really thinking about is an upstate retreat center. That is a piece of property that we're looking to have one main large gathering place where you can hold meetings, you can hold sessions and workshops and things like that, but then to have a lot of separate rooms, separate cabins throughout the property, so that you can also have some of that alone time and personal time. With the Upstate Retreat Center, we are looking at both where we can host some of those retreats that we've been talking about, but also as members where you would have access to bring your own team there or to host your own retreats. So it really serves your business, or even just to bring your family, to bring yourself to get away. So making sure that we can serve your business while we're creating these spaces that host some of our offerings. And then we're also looking at a New York City clubhouse. That's our initial location. We did start in New York City, and we've had a wonderful core community here, but we are already getting calls for new chapters across the country. We hear you, Denver. We hear you, San Francisco. We're working on it. But in terms of physical spaces, our first space would probably be a New York City clubhouse. And that's a co-working space, but also, again, a space where you can bring your team, you can bring your clients, and have those meetings that you need to have, and really support, even get access to things like printers and stuff like that. So you don't have to, bring all those things in-house for your business. You can have that opportunity through us and through your membership. So with that foundation laid, what are those 3 levels of membership? So we have a acute knowledge that different people are going to need different levels of support. And we've developed 3 different tiers of membership to provide a really comprehensive suite of offers. So from online resources to weekly access to experts to these high touch strategy support, we thoughtfully developed these tiers to not only help you expand your network in a really meaningful way, but to also offer our expertise as marketing consultants and business consultants with almost 20 years of entrepreneurial experience between us. So diving in, the linked membership gives you access to our member directory that includes your bio, it includes your company name and a description of your services, as well as how to contact you. It is searchable, it is filterable. We know we talked about the email crisis line, but you will sign up for email aliases aligned to your area of expertise. So maybe it's tech at Weak Tie Strong Bonds, maybe it's marketing at Weak Tie Strong Bonds. And members can email that alias relevant to the problem that they're currently facing. And our commitment to you is that we will help you get an answer within 24 hours, making sure that you can, when you have that, like, oh God, I'm locked out of this happened to me recently. I'm locked out of my Facebook ads account. So who can help me get back in? Who has a contact? And I will tell you, the email crisis line came through for me. So those discounts on business tools, as well as products and services to help you feel the most confident and to build the business you love and to live that life that you want to live, that's included at this level, as well as our online content and resources. Again, think sample contracts, how-to videos, our past webinars, things like that. The next level up, looking at the Woven membership, you have all of those benefits that I just described in the link membership, plus featured in the Ties That Binds member spotlight. So the Ties That Bind is our weekly newsletter that is also currently being created into a blog. So we're moving it so that you can have ongoing access to everything that we're sharing there. We've done our first member spotlight on our knit member, Melanie Ensign. It's a great read. It is on the blog. If you want to go check that out, highly recommend. But having those member spotlights that really talk about you, your business, what you do. At this level, you're also going to start getting discounts on some of our events. So a 25% discount on every signature dinner, a 15% discount on all other events. And there are also exclusive events that are only open to our Woven members. Then, and I think this is so cool, this is the level where you get some of that one-on-one access to the experts that we were telling you about. So these industry leading experts, if we do say so ourselves, you have office hours. Again, there's 1 office hour a week focused on one of these topics. So topic 1, business coaching, 1 hour. The next week, tax and accounting office hour. The next week, legal, and the next week, marketing. So you're able to come and ask questions and get that expert support. Always, at least once a month, you know that you can access a legal expert. You know you can access a marketing expert. Yeah. And then finally, that brings us to our highest level of membership, our knit membership, that has all of the benefits of the Woven membership plus 1 free dinner each month. And then that 25% off is 25% off additional dinners or events. We do have our knit members logos included on the Weak Ties Strong Bonds website and all of our promotional materials. And we have a special designation in the member directory so you can see who's operating at that knit level. Our knit members will receive 4 tickets to our annual gala and VIP bar access there, and up to 5 hours each month of those professional services. So outside of the office hours, they can actually have those one-on-one meetings with the lawyer if they need it. They can have that quick contract drafted up. They can have up to 5 hours of services from any one of our providers in that tax, business coaching, legal, and accounting opportunities there. They also get a 15-minute one-on-one meet and greet with all of our featured speakers. So when we bring in guest speakers for our events, they actually get that one-on-one, a little bit of an aside minute to ask, make any connections they want to make, ask any questions. They also are entitled to a 1-hour one-on-one session with myself or Laura to talk through your marketing strategy, your business strategy. We actually did a 2-on-1 with our knit member last month. So those are a lot of fun. We love brainstorming and helping our knit members to really come up with those next level business ideas. They do receive a 50% discount on our Weak Ties Strong Bonds retreat. And as we were saying, access to the New York City Clubhouse for co-working meetings, events, as well as use of our Clubhouse and Upstate Retreat Center at a discounted rate for your own meetings, your own presentations, your own retreats, your own vacations, etc. It can be something that you're using it, in a co-working way with us, or you can have complete private access. Say you wanted to throw a private dinner in New York City, you would have access to that Clubhouse at a discounted rate. As you can see from the asterisk, not those on-site opportunities. We're doing it live, folks. Sorry. I am trying to be smooth, but I am doing this in one take, just in case you wondered. But yes, of course, our Clubhouse is not quite ready yet. Our retreat center is not quite ready yet. And so we want to make sure that we're offering the folks who choose to support us now at that knit member level some benefits. And so for our founding knit members who are defined as people who become a knit member in 2025, we are actually guaranteeing to lock in your membership costs for the next 5 years. So if our membership cost goes up when we do bring on those physical resources, you will still pay the exact same amount. There will also be exclusive founding member events for the length of your membership, as well as preferential seating for the length of your membership. You will always have that sort of special spot as an exclusive founding knit member. Your logo will be included on our website and promotional materials in perpetuity, even if you end our membership. So our knit member who's on our website now, she will always be on our website, and we're so grateful for her. And then similarly, we're making sure that you get 2 free gala tickets for life, even if you end your membership. We always want to thank you for being part of the community that helped us start this. And so we are making sure that you can always come and hang out with us at least once a year. At every level, everything that we do is designed to create opportunities for connection within this community of amazing women and gender diverse business owners. I'm so thrilled that you guys choose to hang out with us. Everyone is so incredible. They have big goals. They can believe that we can, and we believe that we can all reach them when we have focus on collaboration over competition. That's what really makes this community so special. In our first year, again, not even sure that we were going to keep doing dinners, much less, really focused on any sort of goal. The Weak Ties Strong Bonds community helped to generate more than $150,000 in additional revenue for members. So in 2025, we are really putting some focus on that, really taking excitement and care from that. And so we are saying that our goal is 10 times that economic impact. We believe in it, and we are going to be audacious and say it. We are going to drive $1.5 million in additional revenue in 2025 for our memberships and for our members. And with the launch of this membership, we have no doubt that we're going to be able to hit that goal within the member directory, within the referrals network on the online community, and also with the folks that we're seeing at dinners. We already are well on our way, and we are so excited to be able to put that much more money in the hands of women who we know do incredible things with money. We're so excited about this membership, and we hope that you are too. We are working so hard to ensure that it is an incredible value at every tier of membership. You can see what the cost for membership looks like here. And then also on our website, you can dig in a little bit more about what that sort of monthly and annual and what's included in all of the membership tiers. But one thing I did want to talk about just real quick while we're on this slide is the annual value and how we calculated that. Laura and I both see, these sort of like estimated values of things that are being offered. And sometimes it's like, $10,000 is the real value of an hour of my time. And both of us are like, oh my God, no, it's not possible. So we were actually really judicious when we did the math on these. We looked at how much we were paying to offer some of these things, what the rate is on the open market. And where there was sort of a doubt where it was like, oh, it might be this or it might be that, we took the lower of the numbers. So we think that we have really looked into exactly how much the value of this is, and that we're offering an incredible value to our members. That is always what we strive for, always what we want to do. And so when we look at what the cost could be coming out and what we ask folks to contribute, we hope that you feel like the value is there. And even more so, we are so excited about the value that we're able to create with our commitment to driving $1.5 million of new business and new revenue for our members this year. And then, of course, I also just want to mention the NIT future annual value. That is, of course, the difference once we see those physical spaces opening. Of course, that will be more. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight on this slide really is that our woven and knit memberships are capped for the year. Something that has been so special about the community is that we have been able to find and spend time with really incredible members, and that those members have gotten to be able to know each other. And so in order to make sure that we're continuing to bring really high value connections to the community, and also so that you can really get to know each other and keep each other front of mind, we are capping our woven memberships to 100 memberships for 2025 and our knit memberships to 20 memberships for 2025. And as you know, some of those have already been claimed. So we do want to make sure that we are maintaining that high quality, tight knit community. And one of the ways that we're doing that is through capping the memberships and having an application process. So last but not least, walking us through the timeline really quick, as you know, the membership became active on the 7th of 2025 this year. The online community is live, and our 2025 event schedule is up. Throughout Q1, and we're almost at the end of Q1, my goodness, how did we get there? We have continued to expand those online touch points and introduce those new event types. And we've also been doing weekly office hours. I know some of our memberships have gotten incredible value out of that. I have even gotten a very valuable answer that I needed from our legal folks. So those office hours have been wonderful. As we're looking into Q2, we are looking at our first member retreat. And we're also building the partner discount network. As I mentioned, we already have some really great partners in a lot of different areas online, but we're building out more and more of that, continuing Q2, and then even more in Q3. So we're just going to keep adding new offerings there. In Q4, we're anticipating our inaugural annual gala. That'll be on, you guessed it, October 28th, that day that's so important to us. And then as we look even farther ahead, 2027 is our goal date for the Upstate Retreat Center, and also to start to be active in multiple additional cities so that you can have some of those in-person experiences other places. 2028 is our target date for the New York City Clubhouse. And then in the future, what we see looking ahead, additional properties, but also an accelerator or venture fund so that we can directly provide some of the funding that we know women have so much trouble getting a hold of, even though the outcomes for women-owned businesses are almost always better. And then we're also looking at a political action committee that can help to represent our needs in Congress, in local legislation, and federal legislation, just because there are so many laws that are so recent that guarantee all of us the right to do this. And so that is something that we certainly have our eye on in the future, is making sure that we all still have access to business funding, that we all still have access to personal bank accounts, all those great things. So if you have questions, of course, we were able to take them in the room, but since you're here and on our website, feel free to click that contact us button, or you can always drop me and Laura a note at hello@wt-sb.com. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for being gentle with me, because I did try to do that all in one take and I ran out of some steam at the end. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you.